With the acquisition of Isagi Yoichi, L'Oreal has truly shaken the landscape of Blue Lock. The hero of Japan, now placed on the best club in the world, paired alongside the new Generation 11 midfielder Itoshi Sai, the possibilities seem almost endless.
Say goodbye to those pathetic rats you regard as teammates,
Sai states, with an almost menacing smile on his face as he ushers Isagi into Real Stratum. And what the hell do you mean by that? Isagi replied, frustrated with Sai's comments regarding his friends.
Don't work yourself up, my little egoist.
Sai replies with his normally cocky and monotone demeanor.
Walk this path long enough, and by the time you cross paths with them again, you'll see them in the same light as I do.
News of Japan's newly crowned duo of prophecy began to sweep not only throughout the nation, but the entire world of football. Following the success of Japan's U20 match, it seems as though soccer at Blue Lock is truly where it is the hottest in all of the world. And upon the backs of Isagi Yoichi and Itoshi Sai, the rebirth of Japanese soccer may truly be upon us at once. Our protagonist arrives in the facility where, much like in canon, we are given a glimpse at the entire roster L'Oreal boasts. Immediately, Isagi is threatened. Not only are these guys physically bigger than him, but he always had a strange feeling when he was near them. Something he hadn't felt since his first encounter with Itoshi Sai back in the Japan U20 match. Fear. The natural fear an animal senses in the presence of the strong.
Alright guys, looks like Ego has given us some physical testing in order to determine our rosters. We should get straight to it, yeah?
Luna exclaims to the group, only for a brief pause, followed by an uproar of laughs to overtake everyone, Luna included. This led Isagi to not only stand there in utter confusion, but also to grow more terrified than he did when he first entered this lion's den.
I'm sorry, I knew you'd like that one.
Our roster, much like everything at Royale, is how we say absolute. We accept nothing but the best here, unlike those clowns at Barcha. Dancing and prancing around, preaching freedom and creativity like some sick joke.
At this point, the entire group clears Luna a path as he steadily approaches the hero of Japan.
I was fond of that last guppy they gave me. Compared to you, I mean, he was more impressive on every scale. Todos! Tell me, Isagi Yoichi, why did I have to boot his ass to the dump we found him? What makes you worth our time, hero?
Isagi was frozen. Never he'd been challenged like this, and from one of the world's best strikers as well. Any normal human would crumble under this pressure. However, Isagi Yoichi is no normal human.
You gotta be fucking kidding me, yeah?
He scoffed, something which made every player in that room, Sai included, gasp in utter horror as nobody dared challenge the Scion like this. I don't remember asking you, Sai, Ego, or anyone else for that matter to send me to Real. As Isagi begins to heat up, the entire club is dumbfounded at the cockiness of the egoist in front of them. All besides Leonardo Luna, the target of this onslaught, who is bright-eyed, almost entranced by Yoichi's ferocity.
I chose Germany, and I think we both know why, Luna.
Isagi steps to him, catching Luna by surprise. However, he entertained the fiery egoist in front of him.
Tienen un poster of that dude in your wall, I assume.
Obviously, referring to Noel Noah, the world's #1 and Isagi's true idol who resides in Germany.
Exactly. My idol.
The one man who made me want to walk the path that I'm currently on. But instead, I'm here. For the first time, the smile was wiped clean off Luna's face, and before he could even fire back at the heated rookie, he was completely dumbfounded at what he heard next.
So answer me, Luna. Why are you questioning my worth when your club is the one who came begging for me?
You may be the best club in the world, but as far as I'm concerned,
you're simply just an annoyance, standing in my way of devouring the world's #1. So no, Luna, I don't need to answer your goddamn question, because you need to answer mine. What is this club gonna do for me? How is this club gonna make me the world's #1? And if you can't answer that, then I guess devouring you idiots will be easier than I thought.
To this, Luna could do nothing. He had never been challenged like this, and more to that fact, he's never had an egoist like this in his ranks. He was frozen, dozing off it seemed, only to begin laughing hysterically as the club joined in with him.
So that's what you really think, huh? Sai, that's to you. Make sure you don't break him like the rest.
Luna says to the prodigy, giving his final orders before taking his leave.
Isagi Yoichi, huh? He may be exactly what I've been looking for.
seemingly with no good intent in store for our hero. Following his impressive display of bravery, the entire roster, who was once cold and imitating towards Isagi, seemed to welcome him with open arms. Obviously, something like that is due to garner you some respect amongst your peers. Here we are introduced to some of Isagi's new teammates, whom he would soon discover are truly fearsome opponents. From hometown heroes to elite youth prodigies alike, Sai takes it upon himself to educate Isagi on exactly who he has backing him up.
As you may know, this club contains yet another player on the new Gen 11, including myself.
Isagi was dumbfounded at this, as he actually had no clue about there being another new Gen 11, but nothing could have prepared him for just what kind of a player he was. Allow me to introduce you to Spain's bruising right back, Antonio Maris. He's known as the aggressive back in the league, as well as the dirtiest, but that kind of goes hand in hand when you're the best. Isagi didn't know much about him, as he seemingly only spoke to Luna and Sai, but if there's one thing he was sure of, it's that if you got on his bad side, it truly wouldn't end well for you. As the dust settles and everyone's shock begins to die down, Hologram Ego appears before everyone.
Good evening, my precious gents. I hope each of you are feeling right at home in your new stratums.
We get a glimpse at each of the clubs and how their dynamics are beginning to unfold. Much like in canon, we have our obvious aces beginning to emerge. FC Barça looks to Meguru Bachira as the piece it needs to defeat their rivals. With the help of Lavinho, El Clasico is shaping up to be a true slugfest. Manshine City, with the emerging trio of Nagi, Rio, and Chigiri, look to be firing on all cylinders after their training with Chris Prince. Mark Snuffy and his Ubers are impressive as usual, adding Oliver Aiku, Iki Nico, Jiue Ryu, and Shoto Sendao into their starting lineups, as well as Baro Shoei, who, unlike in canon, I opted to accept Snuffy's initial offer, acknowledging that maybe something new is needed in order for him to defeat Isagi. PXG is looking to be the scariest potentially, with some of the strongest players in Blue Lock such as Karasu, Tokumitsu, and Zantetsu heading there. Add to that their rivaling dual aces, their young master Julian Loki, as well as the rest of the currently unknown young talent overflowing in that wild French league, and you got yourself potentially one of the best teams in the entire Neo-Egoist league. And finally, we see Germany's Bastion Munich, the team led by the great Noel Noah and said to possess a true monster in its ranks. Adding the Blue Lockers to his royal cast, Yukimiya Kenyu, Kunigami Rensuke, Gin Gagamaru, and two understudies for his underling in the form of Hiyori and Corona. Yes, the club is Noel Noah's, but on this team, the rule of one stands above all. The man chosen by God to rule over all, the new Generation 11 striker, Michael Kaiser.
He's the real deal, you know.
Sai murmurs to Isagi in an almost annoyed tone.
From his physical skills to his IQ, he's almost a perfect striker any club could ask for. And don't even get me started on that dude's shot.
His shot? What do you mean by that? Isagi replied, confused as to just what kind of monster Itoshi Sai could get this worked up over.
Can't even explain it.
Truly,
it's something that, even when you witness it firsthand, you still wouldn't believe it to be possible.
Sai seems to be getting more worked up as Isagi notices that both his fists are fully clenched.
That's who we have to defeat above all else. Do you understand me? We have to kill Michael Kaiser.
After hearing this, Isagi was truly shocked. Why was Sai so mad right now? What is his history with this Kaiser, and will he truly be able to measure up to a monster like that? Picking back up with Ego, he continues his announcement.
Well, now that you seem to be settled in, allow me to provide you with the first round matchups of the Neo-Egoist League. As there are 6 teams in total, each of you will face off against a different club across the span of 5 weeks.
And with that said, the first round matches were posted on the board. On Field A, FC Barça versus Manshine City. On Field B, PXG versus the Ubers. And on Field C, La Real versus Bastion Munich. The fear-stricken Isagi and the eager Itoshi Sai stand there shaking, both for different reasons, but each understanding that they couldn't escape this.
Let's go, Egoist. We gotta get you ready.
Ready for what? I don't understand why you keep making such a big deal out of this. Of course, Isagi doesn't know any better. He has no clue what he's in store for when he has to face up against Michael Kaiser himself. However, Sai and the readers know. From here we cut to Germany Stratum, where we see Michael Kaiser sitting in a dark room, seemingly observing the game film from the Japan U20 match. He takes a sip of his drink before chuckling.
Oh, I get to kill you already. This execution was earlier than I was hoping for, Ness, but I guess it all tastes the same no matter what. Isagi Yoichi, you're mine.